Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below. Your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any of our platforms. Reach out to me directly. Email tmosso@thewatchbox.com for pricing. Today we are discussing a lovely stainless steel Laurent Ferrier Galet Micro-Rotor, a watch that embodies the best of independent watchmaking, but also the age-old Swiss tradition of établissage. We'll talk about that in a moment. First, as you can see, the watch is 40 millimeters in diameter in stainless steel. It's 11.3 millimeters thick. From lug tip to lug tip, 47.1 millimeters, with a 20 millimeter spacing between the lugs. Throw the watch on my wrist, which is 16 centimeters in circumference. It has an agreeable presence. Being less than 48 millimeters from lug to lug, you can see the lugs come nowhere near the edge of my wrist, and I'm pulling the strap fairly tight. From over the top, you can see even better that the lugs are not over the edge of my wrist. And then the cuff shot, being a relatively flat watch with a domed profile, it slides easily under a dress cuff. I can recommend this watch for a wrist as small as 14 centimeters circumference, maybe even 13 and a half if your wrist is oval in profile. Taking a quick look at the strap, we have large rectangular scale alligator leather in a light brown with a monotone stitch. You can see there's a folded edge on the bottom, a wonderful suede material, brand new Laurent Ferrier factory strap, and you'll also appreciate this wonderfully sculpted matching stainless steel pin buckle. You can see that this case and this buckle, both of them, are curvaceous and gorgeous. A complex shape, this isn't a subtle one, galet, so like a pebble that has been smoothed in a stream over eons. It has soft character lines throughout. You can see that there's a little bit of a soft horizontal case band, then the top of the case actually merges with the domed profile of the bezel. We have a little bit of a setback of the case back, and then a teardrop profile at the ends of the lugs. Vintage style, we have an unsigned onion-like crown. We have that onion profile with knurling that wraps around, and then no signature, no branding on the crown. Again, a nod to antiquity. Laurent Ferrier, longtime master watchmaker at Patek Philippe, is very traditional. The dial, ice blue metallic sunburst. We have a sort of sector profile outboard that's been printed in white. We have a double countersunk small seconds, which you can see has its own little lancet counterweighted seconds hand, and then the innermost disc has a concentric pattern. We have indices and hands in polished white gold, and then the hands at center, the hour and the minute, they are assegai or spear shaped. Flip it all over. We have the FBN 229. So we have Ferrier, Barbacini, and Navas, the three fathers of this movement. I mentioned établissage earlier. Établissage is the age-old Swiss watchmaking practice of purchasing parts externally and then assembling them, regulating them, and finishing them in one final location. That's how Vacheron worked for most of its first 250 years. And that is exactly how Laurent Ferrier works today. So Barbacini and Navas, partners in La Fabrique du Temps, which is a Louis Vuitton high-end watchmaking outfit in Geneva, and along with Christian Ferrier, the son of Laurent, they designed this movement right here, which features a combination of a ratchet-based jeweled staff micro-rotor that operates absolutely silent and smooth, a 72-hour power reserve. We have a free-sprung balance with an overcoil hairspring for concentric breathing in every position on the wrist or on your dresser at night, adjusted in 6 positions, so there is no position in which the watch keeps errant time. 35 pivot jewels. You can see not only is it a free sprung balance with an overcoil for precise adjustment, shock resistance, and positional stability, but underneath we have 2 nickel phosphorus escape wheels, and there is no Swiss lever here. The wheels impulse the balance only in its direction of travel and then directly. So the wheel impulses the balance instead of the wheel impulsing a lever that then impulses the balance. By removing the lever, we recreate the 1802 Brigade Natural Escapement System, albeit in a wristwatch format, which improves precision, reduces friction, extends power reserve, and reduces maintenance needs. If you look carefully underneath the hairspring, you can see a little iridescent purple silicone locking lever that locks the nickel phosphorus wheel that is not currently in action impulsing the balance. Remember, not only does it impulse the balance directly, but each wheel only impulses the balance in its current direction of travel. So the wheels, nickel phosphorus wheels created by Liga, and the blocker created by DRIE. You can see the finishing here is world class. Guilloche on the rotor. We have black polish on the bridge for the winding system, as well as on the decoupler for the winding system up here, and the half bridge for the balance has been black polished on its top, skeletonized, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 interior bevels. We also have 1, 2, 3, 4 interior bevels on the bridges. You'll note that the bridges have beveling a mile wide. This is competitive with the likes of Romain Gauthier, which is to say among the best anywhere. There's also interior beveling within the wheels, engine turning, tight and overlapping on the base plate, lovely broad light and luminous stripes, and all screw heads black polished with chamfered slots and circumference. There's even a little evocative vintage gold chaton holding the jeweled staff for the rotor, and then all of this 30 meters water resistant. Laurent Ferrier does all of its adjustment and finishing in-house, and it shows. Reach out to Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details.